Nearly 1 in 5 Americans over the age of 65 are working some sort of side hustle in retirement. And that number is almost double what it was back in the 1980s. And 60% of people heading into retirement now say that they're going to need the same income that they're making today or even more just to retire comfortably. So today I'm going to be giving you 5 side hustles built specifically for people over 50. And we're going to be using Claude AI to do all the technical heavy lifting that you were never taught. And several of them are used by my own brother who's in his 50s. And we're going to be using Claude AI to do the technical heavy lifting that you were never taught. And no, I'm not talking about standing on your feet for 15 bucks an hour. I'm talking about taking the one thing that a 25-year-old doesn't have, which is your decades of real world experience, aka your wisdom, and turning it into real income. So if you appreciate me making this type of content, let me know by gently cheersing the like button, and let's jump into this right now. Okay, so the first side hustle is becoming the Claude AI expert in your specific industry. So I call this one the expert multiplier. And I'm starting with this one because it's the single biggest opportunity sitting in front of people over 50 right now, and almost nobody's talking about it. So companies right now are losing their minds trying to figure out AI. Every Fortune 500 has a meeting on the calendar this week about how to integrate AI into their business, and they don't know who to call. And they don't want some 23-year-old who learned ChatGPT 3 months ago. They want somebody who actually understands their industry and can use the new tools. And that person is in massive short supply. So think of it like the first generation of accountants who learned QuickBooks in 1995. Everyone else was still doing books on legal pads, but the accountants who combined I know accounting with I know this software could charge 5 times what their pen and paper colleagues did. AI is in the same moment right now. And people over 50 with real industry experience have a massive head start that nobody's talking about. So a perfect example of what happens when you don't do this is Patrick Ciriello, age 60. He had a master's degree in information management. He spent his entire career designing software systems for banks, universities, and pharmaceutical companies. And then he got laid off. And then he sent out hundreds of applications, including for a deli counter job, and got 0 offers. And he, his wife, and his 20-year-old son ended up sleeping in their Toyota Highlander in Walmart parking lots for 4 months. Then in March of 2024, he got a cryptic LinkedIn message that turned out to be a job training AI models and using his wisdom and his industry expertise to teach the AI. And now he's back on his feet. But that's the worst version of this play. That is selling your expertise for hourly wages. The better play is to skip the desperation entirely and package your expertise as a Claude AI consulting service or a piece of content. And right now there are people over 50 quietly doing exactly that. There's a doctor, for instance, older guy named Dr. Jim Kennedy, and he started sharing what he was learning about Claude AI. In fact, his first video that popped off was about 1 month ago, and it was 6 Claude tools that put you ahead of 99% of people, the Claude AI starter pack with real examples. Now, he's not pretending to be a tech wizard. He's just a guy with decades of professional credibility teaching what he knows about a tool that he loves, and that's enough. And there's another guy on YouTube named Ryan Dozer. He packaged a set of Claude skills that he uses for his marketing work, and he started selling them for $99 a copy. And he uses his YouTube channel to drive every single sale. No paid ads, no funnels, no agency, just his channel and a landing page. And he's brought in over $5,000 in roughly 50 days. So the model works, and Claude AI is the engine. You bring 30 years of knowing how your industry actually works, Claude turns that into a consulting offer, a course, an SOP pack, a piece of content, whatever you want to sell. And you could also just sell your time hourly with coaching. People could book a coaching call with you for $100 to $200 an hour starting off, and you can get much higher than that down the line. But the point is, whatever you want to sell, your experience is gold. Claude is the smelter. So here's how to start. Open up Claude and then paste this in. Then fill in the blanks, answer the questions, and then at the very end, you'll notice it says, interview me until you have enough context to give me a great answer. This is key. It's going to interview you and probably ask you for some information and some data, and you just want to give that to it. And what I recommend doing is actually using the voice feature, so you just literally talk to it, and you're going to get a great answer. All right, guys, quick break. This video is sponsored by me. I wanted to let you know that I'm going to be doing a live training this week where I'm going to be revealing the YouTube content advantage in 2026. It is a completely free training, no strings attached. In fact, I'm giving away even more bonuses at the training. Just as an example, I'm going to be giving away my niche validator. And this is going to be available for both Claude as well as ChatGPT, which is a super valuable piece of software where you can finally figure out what the best niche for you is. So do not miss out on this training. Make sure you sign up for it down in the description and the pinned comment below, because you only get it if you join the training. So if you don't join now, you might miss it. But that being said, in the workshop,
you'll get to meet me. You'll get to ask me questions directly. So I look forward to meeting you. So click the link in the description in the pinned comment below. Make sure you put it on your calendar. And if for whatever reason you missed out on it, you weren't able to attend, make sure you still click that link because we might be having workshops in the future as well, and you'll be the first to know about it. So yeah, hope to see you there. And now back to your regularly scheduled programming.
All right, the next side hustle is going to be career coaching. And this is where you help people get into careers that you already got into. Now, an example of this could be executive coaching. And in many cases, you can make up to $100 to $300 an hour, or you can stop charging hourly entirely and just charge for an outcome. And this is for doing nothing but sharing what you already know. Now, companies have a problem. The people running them are usually 35, 40, maybe 45 years old, and they're talented, but they haven't lived through enough yet. They haven't fired anyone, they haven't watched a market crash, they haven't navigated a real crisis, and they don't have wisdom. And when those things happen, and they always happen, that company will pay almost any amount of money to talk to someone who has. Think of it like climbing Everest with a Sherpa. The mountain is the mountain for everyone, but a person who's climbed it 40 times sees a route a first timer can't even imagine. They're not selling muscle, they're selling the map. They're selling the experience. And the map is what saves the trip. So a perfect example is Mary Lee Gannon, a former CEO who at age 64 now runs an executive coaching practice for people in their 50s and 60s. And she charges $100 to $200 an hour. And in her own words, she says, I do this as a side gig. And that's the part to hear. It's not her full-time job. And that's the thing that she does on the side for the executive level money. And the proof that there's massive demand for this is there's an entire YouTube channel called Bay Area Executive Coach with hundreds of videos breaking down what executive coaching actually is. Now, you might see the channel and you might think, well, they only have a few thousand subscribers. They must not be making any money. Oh no, they definitely are. And that's the thing about talking about these boring subjects, is in many cases, you don't need that many views to make a lot of money. You just need to solve a very specific problem. And in this case, that's exactly what Dr. Grace Lee does. They're helping people with executive coaching specifically in the Bay Area. That's where most of the big tech companies are. And these executive positions can pull in hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars a year. And so he doesn't have to get that many views to make really good money. And by the way, it's not just them. I'm actually just about to hop on a call with Tom Kent from Career Nerds here in less than an hour, and he helps Service Academy graduates get into executive positions. And he makes millions of dollars a year doing this. And of course, he posts a lot on YouTube, but then he cross-posts to LinkedIn, and his YouTube channel only has 707 subscribers. And by the way, you don't have to do executive coaching. For instance, Nicole, when she first started with me, had about 85 subscribers, and she was teaching people how to get into a career called GRC, which is governance, risk, and compliance. Very rare, very niche career. And she got to $80,000 in a single month doing this. Here's another example, Davis from my consulting offer. He helps people get into management consulting jobs. And he scaled this business to 7 figures as well. And here's Josh Madakor. When he first started working with me, he was making less than $1,000 a month. He started this channel teaching beginners how to get into IT jobs, and then more advanced people how to get into high-paying cybersecurity roles. And while working with me, he scaled all the way up to over $186,000 in a single month. So I think you get the point here. A lot of these are kind of boring. And it doesn't have to be super high paying jobs either. For instance, there's this YouTube channel about bookkeeping jobs, right? Bookkeepers don't make that much money, but he's making really good money teaching other people how to get into the bookkeeping career. So I think you notice a pattern here, right? It's a bit boring, but you literally just help other people get into the jobs that you've already got into. Or if you figured out how to make a little bit of money online, you can help other people do that with a side hustle or with freelancing or whatever. For instance, there's a lot of people who teach other people how to make money with Uber or the different rideshare apps or the different platforms. I think you get the point. Imagine you had a time machine and you could go back in time and help the younger version of yourself get into the career that you're in right now. How much faster would you have gotten into the career? How much easier would it have been for you to get promotions? How much easier would it have been for you to get into the career in the first place? How much more money would you have made, right? If you were stuck in a $50,000 a year job and it took you 10 years to get promoted to $100,000 a year, imagine how much faster you could have gotten to that $100,000 a year mark. If you had a time machine and you could go back and tell the younger version of yourself what to do, what skills to learn, what certifications to get, how to get promoted, how to be valuable to your company, which companies to apply for instance, which industries to go into. I think you get the point. This is such an incredible opportunity. And that brings us to the next one, which is you don't necessarily have to help people land the job itself. You can just educate them about stuff around the career. So let me give you a few examples of that. My own brother, Zach, he was in his 50s, not tech savvy, never made a video in his life, never made money outside of his career in his life. And he came to me and he said, Shane, I'm struggling. I've been in the trades for 30 years. My body's starting to break down. How can I make money in a way where I don't have to use my physical body? Now, he thought I was going to tell him some sort of online job or some sort of certification or something like that. And I told him, no, just go ahead and start a YouTube channel doing exactly what I'm telling you right now, right? Start a personal brand. And he did what I said. And within 1 month of starting this, he was making a full-time income. 29 days after posting his first video, he had a $214 day. That's over $70,000 a year run rate. And last month, he had an $18,000 month. And all he did is just educate people about the different aspects of different trade careers, right? He's been in the trades for a very long time. And he'd tell people, hey, here's the pros of this one and the cons of this one. You know, you should go into this career if you like this. You should go into that career if you like that, et cetera, et cetera. Now, by the way, if you want to know exactly how we helped my brother go from zero to a full-time income in less than 1 month, I'm actually going to be doing a workshop where we tell you exactly how to do it. And I'm going to be helping you pick your niche so that you can do the exact same thing. So click the link in the description in the pinned comment below to check that out. Here's another example, College Hacked. They help people graduate from college with legit degrees, bachelor's, master's, doctorates significantly faster than a normal degree would take. So for instance, they might help people get a bachelor's degree in 12 to 18 months, when typically it actually takes 5 years on average. And they make a full-time income, 6 figures a year with this channel. Here's Richard Walls. He talks about the best online MBAs, the best certificates and certifications and online education to upskill in your career. He was a very busy community member, but we managed to help him get to $12,000 in a single month. And let's just say you don't want to talk about careers at all. Well, here's the organic chemistry tutor. He makes over $82,000 a month passively from this channel. Now check this out. If you go to his videos, his latest video was 3 months ago, and yet he still makes $82,000 a month just from AdSense alone passively. So this is just from the ads that pop up on his channel. If you count his affiliate marketing income from all these different links that he puts here, as well as the products and services that he sells on his website, he's probably making far, far more than that. And he's literally just tutoring people on what he already knows. Or how about Scotty Kilmer, who teaches people about how to save money on their cars, how to buy the right cars, how to maintain their cars. And why is he able to do this? Well, it's because he was a mechanic for 57 years. And he's making $25,000 a month passively, according to vidIQ. But in reality, when he was interviewed, he said he made more than $24 million from YouTube. And he made more in 1 month on YouTube than he saved in 40 years as a mechanic, right? So I think you get the point here. Just teaching people things that you've learned and making money doing it. All right, so the next one I'm gonna call the author annuity. And this is basically self-publishing books on Amazon. Because once a book is up, it can literally pay you while you sleep because it has this magical little word called royalties. So it pays you today, next year, 10 years from now. Now, Bram Stoker wrote Dracula when he was 50 years old. And that book is still selling on Amazon Kindle in 2026. And it's still on the bestseller list in classic horror almost 130 years later. And Stoker has been dead since 1912. And that book is still printing money for his estate. And that is what an author annuity looks like. Think of it like planting a fruit tree. You sweat in year 1, you write the book, you set it up, and after that, the tree pays you while you do other things. And one book published today earns money today and 10 years from now, and maybe even 100 years from now. And the proof that this works at scale right now, well, my community member Sean Dolwit made millions of dollars doing this. And when he first came to me, he was making about $30,000 a month from his Amazon KDP related business, where he did Amazon KDP, he taught other people how to do it, and he recommended and sold different Amazon KDP related products. And that's already great money, don't get me wrong. But after he joined my community, we restructured how he was doing it, and he hit over $500,000 in a single month. And here's where it gets interesting, because you don't even have to write the book to make money off this niche. There are creators on YouTube right now making bank just talking about books like this. For instance, Ted Ed made a video about Dracula that pulled 4 million views and roughly $19,600 in ad revenue. And then there are the KDP creators themselves, guys like Greg Gottfried with 887,000 subscribers, who made a video literally called, I tried Amazon KDP for 30 days, here's how much I made, that pulled 224,000 views. Or Matthew Sabia doing the same thing, making about $100 a day from KDP and sharing exactly how on YouTube. Mark Tilbury did a 14-day KDP experiment that pulled 3.8 million views and showed him making about $5,478 a month, all from books that they self-published and content about it. Now, here's why this is the perfect Claude AI play. Claude does the research, finds the underserved niches, outlines the book, and even drafts the entire chapters. The thing that used to take years of nights and weekends now can take weeks. Actually, pause for a second. You've noticed it by now, right? Every single side hustle that I've shown you today had one thing in common, and that is that there's somebody on YouTube making serious money from it. And that is not a coincidence. Hold that thought because we'll come back to it. Because that brings us to side hustle number 5, which is the unfair advantage. Every side hustle that I just showed you, every single one had somebody making big money on YouTube doing it. Dr. Jim Kennedy with Claude AI videos, Sean Dolwit with KDP, and all the different people that teach you how to get better at some sort of subject and educate you. And that was not an accident. That was the point. Side hustle number 5 is YouTube itself, because YouTube and building a personal brand on YouTube is the meta side hustle. It's the engine that powers all of the other ones. Every single side hustle that I just walked you through runs 10 times faster if you have a YouTube channel feeding it. The Claude consultants land more contracts. The KDP author sells more books. The career coaches get more clients, or they make more money from affiliate marketing. YouTuber is the multiplier on all of them. And being over 50 on YouTube right now is the single most under the radar opportunity that I have ever seen in 15 years of doing this. And here's how. These are the facts, not opinions. 1, about 80% of all wealth in this country is controlled by people over the age of 50. Advertisers know this, which is why they'll pay top dollar to reach that demographic on YouTube. YouTube knows that advertisers know this, which is why they promote people that are on the older side. Plus, in the first place, there's a massive amount of demand for people that are a bit on the older side to give advice, both from other older people wanting to listen to them, as well as younger people wanting to kind of have like an internet dad or an internet uncle or grandma or grandpa, etc. So 2, audiences your age want to watch creators your age. And 3, there's almost zero supply of 50 plus creators. The field is empty and there's massive demand and no supply. So you got lots of supply, no demand. What do you think happens? Well, what happens is people that aren't even that good at YouTube post on YouTube and they blow up immediately. And it's kind of like a gold rush where 99% of the prospectors are panning in the wrong river. For instance, RJ the Unretired. He worked with us in just a couple months after starting. He made $28,000 in a single month. Judd Albring in his 50s got to over 500,000 subscribers and makes multiple 6 figures a year from his channel. These are older creators, all of them winning right now. And the closer for me is I did this with my own brother, Zach. 30 years in the trades, body breaking down, not tech savvy, never made a video in his life, posted a video, very first one blew up to over 800,000 views, went from 0 to a full-time income in less than a month. Last month, he had his record month at over $18,000. And Zach is not special. There are tons of people doing this. So if you want to learn how to do it and you want to learn exactly how we got Zach results, click the link in the description in the pinned comment below to attend the live training. And at that live training, we will be giving away Claude skills. They're going to help you pick your niche, a step-by-step guide to get started, and you can ask me questions at the end, and it's all completely free. But I know that 99% of you watching this are just gonna enjoy my free content, get tons of value out of it. You're gonna enjoy the free Claude skills and the free Claude prompts that I give you guys and get tons of value out of that. And you're gonna attend my live training, get tons of value out of that, and we're never gonna end up working together one-on-one, and that is totally fine. But for the 1% or even 0.1% of you out there that do want a hand-holding one-on-one mentorship experience, or you want us to literally just do the work for you when it comes to building your YouTube channel and your personal brand, go ahead and book a call by clicking the link in the description in the pinned comment below. We are very limited with who we work with. We only accept about 18% of people who apply, but we are accepting about 5 people right now. So click that link in the description in the pinned comment below to see if you're a good fit. The typical types of people that we work with are business owners, both online as well as in person, typically business owners that get clients, YouTubers that are getting views but struggling with monetization, YouTubers who are crushing it but they want to crush it harder, and professionals, right? People who have experience, people who are experts, people who have a lot of value to give to the world. And they're typically either in a really good job or they're a bit older and they have that experience to share. And most importantly, they want to treat YouTube like a business. That's the thing that all of the different clients that we work with have in common. They're very serious about growing and making money on YouTube. They don't want to treat it like a hobby. So if that sounds like you and you want to start now, go ahead and click that link in the description in the pinned comment below, and we'll see if we're a good fit to work together or not. With that being said, check out this video right here on exactly how we helped Zach grow his channel from 0 to a full-time income in less than 1 month.